Hey everybody. So Ra's statements today are all about the left and the right hemispheres of the brain. I'll let Ra go through answering the question, and then I'll come back and give my interpretation. Let's get into it.
Questioner, I was wondering, in a previous session you had mentioned the left and right air tones, the left and the right brain somehow being related to the polarities of service to self and service to others. Could you comment on this? Ra, I am Ra. The lobes of your physical complex brain are alike in their use of weak electrical energy. The entity ruled by intuition and impulse is equal to the entity governed by rational analysis when polarity is considered. The lobes may both be used for service to self or service to others. It may seem that the rational or analytical mind might have more of a possibility of successfully pursuing the negative orientation due to the fact that in our understanding too much order is by its essence negative. However, this same ability to structure abstract concepts and to analyze experiential data may be the key to rapid positive polarization. It may be said that those whose analytical capacities are predominant have somewhat more to work with in polarizing. The function of intuition is to inform intelligence. In your illusion, the unbridled predominance of intuition will tend to keep an entity from the greater polarizations due to the vagaries of intuitive perception. As you may see, these two types of brain structure need to be balanced in order that the net sum of experiential catalyst will be polarization and illumination. For without the acceptance by the rational mind of the worth of the intuitive faculty, the creative aspects which aid in illumination will be stifled. There is one correspondence between right and left and positive and negative. The web of energy which surrounds your bodies contains somewhat complex polarizations. The left area of the head and upper shoulder is most generally seen to be of a negative polarization, whereas the right is of positive polarization, magnetically speaking. This is the cause of the tone's meaning for you.
Today's video is about the brain, and we have one brain that uses weak electrical energy to fuel two lobes with two distinct functions. And the two lobes, we're not going to take that as absolutely precise and accurate, and it's very specific to every single person, but these are just general concepts that I'm going to go into. So we have lobe number 1, and that is all about the intuition and impulse. And then lobe number 2 is rational analysis. And ultimately, balance between the two will result in what is known as the polarization and illumination. And so first we have intuition, whose function is to inform intelligence. And so that is linked to the illumination, and then polarization is able to be more easily understood from the rational analysis point of view. So the balance between these two lobes result in polarization and illumination. And that's ultimately what we're here to do, is to be illuminated upon everything that's going on, all the lessons, all the experiences, everything. Ultimately, so that we can be polarized towards the service to self or service to others, whichever we choose. And so we can think of the illumination as being more tied to the first lobe, which is the intuition and impulse. And so the function of intuition is, as Ross states, to inform intelligence. And you can think about this as any random strike of creativity where the flashbulb goes off. Where does that come from? Who knows? But ultimately, your mind and your conscious awareness is being illuminated to a new way of taking in information or whatever it may be. And moving on, we have rational analysis. And Ross states that developing our rational analytic abilities gives us more room for polarizing. And think about it. As we can grow our ability to take in external stimuli, we can digest it and ultimately use it to better propel ourselves towards polarization, whether that be service to others or service to self. And so the goal here is to strike that fine line of balance. We want to have room for creative imagination coming from intuition and impulse, but we also want to be able to develop quantitatively our rational analysis. With both being in perfect alignment, we are able to take in information, we're able to splash it with our unique creativity, and ultimately polarize with this new form of illuminated insight. I hope you find this interesting and ideally useful in your life. Thank you, thank you, thank you.